Hi. So, dry January is coming. I kind of talked about this in one of my previous videos. How do we prepare for dry January? I'm laughing because my husband always says, don't call it that because blah, blah. Well, let me tell you how I prepare. I prepare starting in October. Okay. I have several streams of income. And in the January month, one of my incomes are dissolute. Like this. Okay, let me be transparent. I'm an adjunct professor, and as an adjunct, that check doesn't come in January, right? And so we have to prepare for that. Now, it made everybody's, situation is a little bit different. Like previously, I spoke with a teacher, and I think that was just this week. And she said, and she was like just complaining, and I was just listening. And so she was saying, she get paid once a month. She gets paid December, I think it's 20th or 22nd, right before the holiday. And then she has to live off of that check until January 30th or 31st. January 31st, because she gets paid once a month at the end of the month. I feel her pain. It's not cool. In academia, that's one of the things I really despise about academia. Like, give me my check twice a month. Like, you can split it up. But they have this thing where, the money stays longer in the account. They accumulate interest, so they get extra money on it, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. But we got to live. So that's one of the reasons why I have to have a budget, because I have to make sure my money is spread properly, because then you'll be spending money you don't have. Okay? Anyways, and so so she was like, I gotta wait until that. And so my thought was, well, if you know that that's the case, why not prepare for it sooner? And that's what we're gonna talk about today, right? And so many of us, if you are a professional, well, not a lot of professional, but if you're in academia, many of us are paid once a month. And it does take a toll on you if you're not prepared. If you are not prepared for this January season, right, then it will get you. So how do I prepare? So I prepare starting in October, okay? And so, of course, like I told you, I do budget. And so starting in October, I'm setting money aside in preparation for January. And so I'm stashing money aside just for January to supplement my check that's desolate, right? And so you can do that too. And so it may be a case where, let's say, hypothetically, so I'm using 3 months to prepare for my check that I had from my adjunct position, right? And so let's say, let's throw some numbers out there, right? Let's say my check was, I don't know, $1,000 from the adjunct position, and I'm starting to save my money aside starting in October. Then I would save about $300, $350 per month to supplement that check in January. So I'm putting $300 one month, then another $300, and then another $400, right? And now I have $1,000 to supplement that check, right? So it's no longer dry January for me. But it might be a case whereby, let's say, I don't know, I couldn't afford to save $300 a month or $400 a month, right? Then I would start earlier. I would start, let's say, in July, right? To save $50 or $100 or whatever the case may be. So you can definitely prepare for the dry I'm sticking with it, okay? The rainy days, no, that's not the rainy day season, but the dry January season, because, let it not be dry for you. Let it be a flourishing, wet, rainy season that you have still access to the same amount of money that you would have in general. And so and this is why it's very important, because if you're able to look at your expenses, so I've been budgeting for as long as I know myself, being an adult on my own. And so as long as you roll back, so I'm able to look back on last January to see, okay, these are my expenses. This was about how much it cost for my light bill, blah, blah, blah. And so I estimate, and so I can kind of, all that good stuff. And so you want to make sure that you are budgeting so you can And that's one of the good things about budgeting. You can go back and preference the previous years. Like, we do an in-depth analysis. Okay, I'm going to break down a video, or maybe do a vlog of how my husband and we do like a full analysis of our finances. And we look at where all of our money is, how much we got in for the year, like cumulatively, how much went out, what happened, do we have money in the account saved up, so we do a full analysis. So, take this time to prepare. So don't go Black Friday. This is probably going to be after Black Friday anyways, but that's why it's important to not be spending so much in the Christmas season. People will say, oh, the toy is just $10 or the toy is $30. The 10 and the 30, you have all these nieces and nephews and aunts and whatever the case may be, they add up. And these 30 and 10s and whatever you're spending could be something you're setting aside for dry January. I'm just saying. So you want to think critically as it relates to your money, okay? Dry January doesn't have to be dry January for you, okay? You can start preparing for dry January as early as July, as late as October, November, whatever the case may be. But if you have a situation where you have a dry January every year, don't let it be every year. Start preparing, start planning before January comes, so that you have money, wet season. Think wet January, rain, plethora, money coming in. Anyways, I was throwing mindset some way. But anyways, I hope this helps. If you liked what I was saying, click like, subscribe, and do share this video for those of us. I think everybody needs to really watch this video because dry January is a thing for everyone. I used to have it too. And so, yeah. Alrighty. See you next time.